Okay, I'm back. Headache's gone. At least I think it is. Don't worry, it's a day later. I took some medication. I'll be fine. Okay. Fuck, that entire episode's gonna be its own thing. I'm not planning to disappear just yet, Chairman Winner. There's still the hearing later today. Just you wait. One way or another, I'll prove Kay's innocence to the world then. By the way, at the time I'm recording this, I literally spent about 2 hours making a shit ton of no-bakes. Also, wow, we're actually seeing a lot of different faces here. So this is the committee. Spot the characters that stick out like a sore goddamn thumb. Actually, I'm legitimately impressed that it looks like none of these are repeated faces. Like, they all have different, models and everything. And of course, Excelsius gets his own special chair because I'm the best. April 6th, 8:30 a.m. Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence Chamber.
10 members. Over a majority are present. I hereby call this hearing to order. We are gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor. I'm a professor.
That's right, I'm a professor now. If I can't be a prosecutor, I might as well be a professor from now on. And there's nothing you can do about it. By the way, you get a failing grade for following the laws. You... bitch. Okay, honest to God, I cannot imagine, like, Edgeworth thinking of, like, just... I cannot see him calling somebody a bitch. I don't know why I just find that to be a funny... I don't know why.
Here, in the sight of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass fair and frank judgment.
Fair and frank? Don't make me laugh.
Verity, if you would be so kind as to summarize the case against Mr. Edgeworth.
On April 5th, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he was conducting, the accused refused to desist and eventually had to be detained by myself and Chairman Winner. His actions compromised the investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney. And despite having been presented with copious evidence of her guilt, he continues to insist that the suspect, one K. Faraday, is innocent of all charges.
Perhaps you could explain the details of the murder to us as well?
Of course. On the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee chamber. Further explanation will be provided by...
Me, Eustace Winner, Premier Prosecutor. Oh.
The floor is yours, Mr. Winner.
Wait, seriously? They're actually letting him do this?
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, this is even more sinister. This is on top of why, like... Oh. Oh. I just realized. That's another thing that they're putting so much focus on Winner here. Why? I mean, I want to believe Gavel is legitimately trying to help Eustace be like a better prosecutor, despite what she's been doing. Excelsius, on the other hand, something tells me that he has so little faith in his own son that he has to rig an entire investigation just to get his son some sort of status, because it feels like status and power is the only thing Excelsius cares about. And if his son is not doing a good enough job, well,
you're not really my son if you're not winning.
So that way he has to make it stand like, oh, he is a winner because look at this amazing case that he did. He now takes the place of Edgeworth as the top prosecutor. I don't know.
The murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The victim was Miss Rosie Ringer.
Ooh, look at all the masks that they're wearing.
That same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room. Ringer took part in that auction, I think. Yeah.
Meaning that the murder took place sometime during the auction.
When she was found, Ringer was dressed in an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, due to the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not, in fact, the auctioneer.
You deduced nothing of the sort. Yeah. They basically took his information and claimed it as Eustace's right there.
And what about the basis on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Winner?
Yeah, I got this. So, Faraday was overcome by...
Crushing remorse, Eustace?
Yeah, that. The tons of crushing remorse. So she confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of this building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on the viewing platform.
And that person was Miss Ringer, I take it.
Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in an auctioneer's outfit after the fact. But at the time when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat.
And who won the race to find that raincoat nearby? Me, that's who.
Did you? I thought it was somebody from forensics.
Strictly speaking,
Sorry.
Strictly speaking, it was found by one of the forensic investigators under Mr. Winner's command.
I knew it! The blood analysis on the coat showed that it was indeed Miss Ringer who had worn it. And the suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin. She confirmed having committed the murder. So as you can see, Kay Faraday was the killer. There's no way anybody else could have done it.
All right, Miles. I expect you have some objections. Let's get them out of the way, shall we?
I have no objections, Chairman Winner.
Well, now. Is that so? I thought it would have taken...
No objections in the matter of my unauthorized investigation, that is. But in the matter of Miss Faraday's supposed guilt, oh, I have plenty.
I can personally attest to the fact that Mr. Winner's investigation was fair and impartial.
Liar!
Bullshit. Sorry, I can make a song about how bullshit that is.
Of course it was.
Never laugh like that ever again, dear.
Okay. When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the winner every time.
You know, Miles, it's within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts. If, and this is purely hypothetical of course, you were to withdraw your objections, you might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on this committee.
You sick fuck.
So I ask you again, do you have any objections, Mr. Edgeworth?
If you think you can buy my silence, think again.
You will watch your mouth!
Only if the chairman watches his! I didn't come here to talk about committee seats. I came here to talk about the murder case. I demand a statement under oath, and I won't rest until I have one. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on the incident is.
You want to put us on trial, my boy. Very well, if it will make you happy. Verite, please provide Mr. Edgeworth with the materials pertaining to the case.
Really? But, sir...
This will be his last hurrah, so let's humor him with the send-off he desires.
If you say so, Mr. Chairman.
Evidence data received from Judge Gavell. Okay, so we got the Jammin' Ninja mask. We got the letter that Kay was carrying. We deduced that a large amount of this information was actually just planted. See, I'm now just like double checking to make sure that, okay, this information better be the exact information that we had last time. The base is a very unique shape. If it were removed from a dusty shelf or something, it would be immediately obvious what had been standing there. Okay, just wanted to make oh. The prongs of each arm are covered in blood. The spacing matches that of the wounds in the victim's chest. But is this really the murder weapon? No, it's not. It was just impaled on the body just to kind of make it look like the actual murder weapon. The murder weapon had to have been... It says the cause of death was stab wounds to the chest, but there's a heavy chance that the coroner's findings is also doctored. I can't really trust any of the information that's found in this fucking building unless we're the ones that found it. Okay, good. We got a lot of hearts. Testimony, that's the word I was looking for. Oh, never mind, just her statement. The broken plushie, the masks, Miss Hart's picture, elevator blood, the clothes box, the committee chamber blood, and the red raincoat.
You have no objections there to Verity representing the committee, I assume?
None whatsoever.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Don't worry, Kay. Everything will be fine. You'll see. All right, let's go, Verity. I just cracked my knuckles and I feel an immense amount of pain. Why did I do that?
Miss Ringer attended the auction as a potential buyer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. The only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading up onto the roof. After she'd emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. Shortly thereafter, her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee's view of the case.
The raincoat was on offer that night. Is that really true?
We believe so, yes. You remember the failed assassination attempt on the president of Zhangfa, I assume? The raincoat is a piece of evidence from that case.
I was about to say, it is the same raincoat that... Okay.
It should, of course, have remained safely under lock and key in the appropriate facility. But our inquiries revealed that it did in fact go missing under mysterious circumstances.
And wound up in the auction along with everything else. That makes sense, I suppose.
Wonderful work, Verity. Just wonderful. Crystal clear as ever.
He's buttering her up.
You flatter me, sir. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you could save us all some time and simply admit defeat?
I'll do no such thing, thank you very much.
Very well. It's good to know that you still have some fight in you.
Why do I have the feeling that she was actually legitimately happy that... Okay, me and Edgeworth are on the same page here. She's actually happy that Edgeworth is not giving up. Maybe... Okay. Maybe there is the slim chance that Gavel is finally kind of seeing things. Like, she understands that there is something that she does not understand. And that's why she's wanting Edgeworth to fight back to reveal it. There is some part of me that is wanting to believe that Gavel is starting to see the truth. She's not convinced yet, but she wants to see it. I want to believe that. Gavel, for God's sake, make me stop hating you, please. If Francisca could make me stop hating her, then I'm pretty sure you could too. It is. Why? Come to think of it, she said some strange things when she visited me this morning, too. What exactly is she up to? Come on. All right. One at a time.
Hold it!
In other words, a member of the committee was actively involved in the illegal evidence trade.
It is unfortunate. I don't know what else to say.
And of course, we'll be looking into any such activities just as soon as this hearing is over and done with. By the way, when I say look at it, I mean we glance at it and then pretend it didn't happen.
I commend your decision to pursue the matter further, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, don't be silly, Verity. That's the least we can do, really. Not that it's any of your business, Miles. Not anymore. If only you had remained a prosecutor. But you didn't. Now, if we're quite done making an old man cry over this whole sad affair.
Very well, allow me to continue.
The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale.
Hold it!
Makes sense. So the raincoat really was one of the auction lots.
That is correct. I believe it originally belonged to a Mr. Shelley de Killer.
Considering its status as a piece of evidence, it's the only logical conclusion.
It's from when he made his attempt on the president's life. There was an unexplained mannequin standing amongst the other items on sale. It could well have been used to display the coat prior to the auction.
Oh, fuck, I didn't even think about that.
Do we know how the items were being smuggled in?
That is still under investigation and is entirely unrelated to the matter at hand. Especially considering that you will soon officially be a prosecutor no longer, Mr. Edgeworth.
It sounds like the outcome of this hearing is a foregone conclusion. No surprises there. My personal circumstances aren't important right now. Please, continue, Your Honor.
As I was saying, the raincoat was one of the items up for sale.
Hold it!
Why did she leave so soon after making her purchase?
Because of the auction house rules. Winning bidders are expected to pay for their items immediately.
Miss Hart told us pretty much the same thing.
Miss Ringer, having paid for the raincoat, probably left immediately afterwards in accordance with the rules.
Hold it!
Miss Ringer was a member of the committee. Could she not have left the committee chamber via the main door?
While the auction was still underway, that would risk us exposing its existence to those outside the trusted circle of attendees.
Given that Miss Hart found out about it, I think its existence is already well and exposed.
The rules of the auction stated that attendees were to enter and leave via the hatch in the roof. Miss Ringer had no reason not to follow those rules. And given where the murder took place, we know that she must have done so.
Hold it!
Oh, wait, I just realized what she said. After she emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. Hold on. Okay, maybe not. But why? What possible motive could Kay have had?
That is exactly what we are hoping to establish in our upcoming interviews with Miss Faraday.
Coercive interrogation after the fact. Something you seem to specialize in.
If the murderer knew that the attendees would all be leaving via the hatch, then the roof would have been the perfect place to lie in wait. So as I was saying, after she'd emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked.
Hold it!
That doesn't seem right. Her flame went out.
The flame of her life, Mr. Edgeworth. Though perhaps her flame was stolen from her is more apt.
Objection!
But the candelabrum that distinguished her life was one of the auction lots. Meaning Kay had no way of getting a hold of it to begin with.
Overruled!
Miss Faraday could not have lain in wait for the victim without knowing of the storeroom's existence. She could easily have snuck down the ladder and stolen it while the auction was underway.
If only we knew where the candle holder was during the auction. That would surely clear the matter up, no? Well, either of you?
Sadly, we don't have anything that would tell us much on that front at the moment.
Forgive me, sir. This is something we are hoping to establish through further investigation.
Well, isn't that a shame, Miles, my boy? It seems this line of inquiry is something of a dead end then, isn't it?
So their theory is that the victim and her killer met on the roof, and that's where the murder took place. Not really. That can't be right. In other words, it assumes the viewing platform was the scene of the crime. But is that really the case? I thought I had evidence that clearly shows the story of what happened that night. Time to double check. Okay. think it was this one. After she emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. That's not how that works. I think it was... Yeah, it was this one. This contradicts it. Because look at her. She's got blood on her hands right there. That must be whenever she was probably hit upside the head. Possibly? Maybe? Exactly. It couldn't have happened on the viewing platform.
Objection!
Maybe you can clear something up for me, Judge Gavel. But what is Miss Hart doing here at this hearing?
She is an eyewitness. I thought it would be obvious.
Well, now, I ain't really an eyewitness. More of an ear witness, I guess.
She's not exactly the most confidence-inspiring choice to help you make your case, is she?
I'd like to think I choose my allies a little more carefully than you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, that's funny. I had no idea you were a comedian, Gavel. Then you should question them more thoroughly, because there's something she hasn't told you. Take a look at this. It's a photo taken by Mrs. Hart. Miss Hart.
I ain't married yet, you dang dingus.
Yes, in the storeroom, correct? What of it?
According to your theory, the murder occurred up on the roof. But according to Miss Hart's testimony, she happened to witness the entire incident unfold in the storeroom. Just before she took this picture.
But wait! You're saying Gavel got it?
Wrong. That's exactly what I'm saying.
What? What?
Miss Hart, if I may confirm your account of the events you witnessed that night. You saw the person in the picture, correct?
I sure did. Clear as day, and with my own 2 eyes to boot.
And what were your impressions at that point?
My impressions? This right here is the scoop of the century. Something like that.
I can see Edgeworth just pinching the bridge of his nose like, deep breaths, I can handle this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was hoping more for your impressions of the person in question.
Oh, that there's a walking meal ticket?
Seriously?
Just my little joke. No need to look at me like I done sat on your lunch.
My life is on the line here. Kay's life is on the line. That's more important. My God, woman.
Old red raincoat, right? Why, I took one look and I thought, that's our perp right there.
And therein lies the rub. For Miss Hart to have thought such a thing
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, when will you learn to use your words?
Possibly after you stop interrupting me.
If it's an explanation of the facts that you require, you need only ask, you know.
What do you mean?
I assume you're about to raise the issue of the voices Miss Hart heard. Voices that may be unrelated.
Objection!
Unrelated? You can do better than that!
Was one of the voices Miss Hart heard really even Miss Ringer's?
You're kidding me, right? Them folks was talking crime-related turkey. Oh, my name ain't Lotta Dang Hot.
Ah, but did you hear them clearly?
Well, can't rightly say for sure, but... I can't rightly say nothing, and you know it. They was using voice changes. I done told y'all that.
Precisely. Miss Hart heard voices, but those voices were disguised. Which means we cannot even be certain that whatever she did over here had anything to do with the murder.
Objection!
Oh, fuck you. Nice try, but that's not what I'm aiming for. You see, there's a vital thing you forgot to look at in that photo. Perhaps a more hands-on demonstration ought to elucidate your mind.
You don't need to yell objection in order to sigh at me, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems I overestimated you, Judge Gavel.
Nonsense! Verity's the best of us, my boy, the very best.
Does she have multiple games named after her?
What?
I didn't think so. And yet she believes that what Miss Hart heard might not have had anything to do with the murder. Even supposing that that's the case, it doesn't prove the murder didn't happen in the storeroom. The incident happened before the victim was able to go up to the roof. That much we can say for certain. And I can tell you why. This proves that the incident happened before the victim went up to the roof. Look at her hand! We initially thought that the person in the red raincoat was the culprit.
Yes, because Miss Hart said as much.
Indeed. She told us about the blood she saw on this person's hand. And I doubt many people would have thought differently, given her testimony. Ergo, if this person is the killer, then the blood we see would be from when they attacked the victim. But, knowing what we know now, that this person is in fact the victim, it recontextualizes everything. The presence of the blood still shows that the picture was taken after the attack. But now it tells us something very important about the victim, too. This picture tells us that the victim survived the attack. There's no doubt in my mind that the victim was attacked in the storeroom. But here we have photographic evidence of her standing upright and alive, albeit with a bloody hand. This can only mean that Miss Ringer survived the attack. The blood on her hand is from the wounds she had sustained.
What are you talking about? Who dies from a hand wound?
The wound wasn't on her hand, Mr. Winner. I imagine she had used her hand to try and staunch a wound. That's right. While it's impossible to tell from this angle, the victim was already mortally wounded here.
Oh, well, that certainly would change things, wouldn't it?
It very much would. Not least by making it absurd to suggest that Kay was the attacker. Her encounter with the victim happened after this picture had been taken. After the victim had already been attacked and was in critical condition. I put it to you that all Kay witnessed was the victim finally succumbing to her wounds.
That would have been quite the coincidence.
It's a textbook case of wrong place, wrong time, I'd say.
You seem to be forgetting a rather important fact, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, that or pretending to not remember it.
What? What fact am I forgetting?
I think it's time to wrap things up, don't you, Verity? Put the boy out of his misery.
Dad, Gavel works for me! Why do you keep giving her orders? That's my job!
You really are a total and utter embarrassment.
I am not!
I hate to break it to you, but you both are.
Go to it, Gavel! Put Edgeworth out of...
Out of his misery. As you wish. All right, round two. What I'm forgetting? Oh, they better not fucking be using her testimony. Christ.
Miss Ringer's body was found with 3 wounds in her chest. And we all know that what those wounds are from, don't we? That's right. They're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. I doubt anybody could survive such grave wounds. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune. Nicely gone, Gavel! Why am I getting interrupted? Now Edgeworth will have to...
Make several objections? Yes, I'm afraid I will.
What? Why? Weren't you listening?
Oh, I was listening. Very carefully, in fact. Hence my objections.
Come on, why do you always have to undermine me?
That's never my intention, I assure you.
It isn't?
Because you do it so well to yourself every single time already.
Of course it isn't. Yeah, I knew that because I'm...
Please, Eustace, just stop for goodness sake. You've already embarrassed me enough!
Huh? What do you mean, Dad?
God damn it.
Hold it!
3 wounds. That can't have been pleasant.
Yes. Which is why we must see that the perpetrator of this cruel act pays for their sins.
Don't listen to her, Kay. She's just trying to scare you. If we could please continue on, Judge Gavel.
Very well. As I was saying, there were 3 wounds.
Yeah, could you not target her, please?
Hold it!
I do. But perhaps we should ask Mr. Winner.
He does, I'm sure. Don't you, Eustace?
Who? Me? Oh, you bet I do. I know this case inside out.
Who does he think he's fooling?
Eustace, my boy, make an old man happy and at least glance at the coroner's report, would you?
Sure, let's see. Yada yada, 3 puncture wounds, blah blah, candle holder. No way, that's what they used? Crazy.
Precisely. The wounds were inflicted, just as Eustace says. That's right. Oh yeah, boy, this guy.
Hold it!
I'm gonna press you. What you gonna do about it?
And you're sure the stabs to the chest were the cause of death? There's no doubt about that.
None. One of the spikes of the candelabrum even pierced the victim's heart. And unless you mean to call Dr. Hurt's professional opinion into question, we can only treat that as a fact.
The coroner's opinion backing up my own winning ones. Now that's what I call a flawless victory.
Well, I'm certainly not about to ignore the coroner's findings.
Hey, what about my findings? You can't just ignore them.
But if the cause of death really was the puncture wound to the chest from the candelabrum, but that would seem to contradict one of the pieces of evidence we've gathered. Oh, those are petals. I'm like, what the hell is wrong? What are those like little tears? Wait a minute! Where's the puncture wounds? Where's the punctures in the coat? There's no punctures on the coat.
Oh my god, I think my theory is right. He's not just ignoring my findings, he's ignoring me! Do something, Gavel!
As you wish. At the very least, I will ensure that he cannot ignore my own conclusions.
Hold it!
But the victim may not necessarily have died instantly. I think we can say that much at least.
Perhaps, but she would surely not have lived for longer than a few moments either.
So, there are people who could survive even if you stab them in the chest?
Oh, sure, there might be. And there might not be, too.
So, which is it?
Trust me, there are not. And in case you were still tempted to believe, there might be.
Hold it!
Cause of death is the set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest inflicted by a candle holder.
Well done for reading, Mr. Edgeworth. That report forms the basis of my own conclusions.
In other words, if I disprove what it says, I disprove your conclusions too?
You have the strangest sense of humor, but I wouldn't mind seeing you try. However, before you do, I would advise you to read that report very carefully. After all, I am not interested in your opinions, only in solidly grounded deductions.
Very well. Then you shall have my deductions.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Don't worry, Kay. Everything will be all right. I need to find something to prove that the victim was still alive and breathing immediately after the attack. If I can't, Kay's fate will be sealed. I combined Kay and fate for a minute there. I think it was this statement whenever I pressed her that we come up with that idea that they might be contradicting my evidence. Yeah, it was the third statement. The third statement. Did I mention it was past? It was the third statement? I think it's this one. Because I'm not seeing any stab wounds on the red raincoat. So, like, if she was wearing the raincoat, where's the stab wound? Where's the, like, the tears and the punctures in the clothing?
Objection!
Okay, I was right. Unless Edgeworth's gonna say something different. Chairman Winner, you know what this is, of course.
The red raincoat. That's right, isn't it, Verity?
Yes, sir. The one Miss Ringer was wearing. I warn you, Mr. Edgeworth, you will not be thanked for retreading old ground here.
Well, I'm afraid I might have to regardless. Now then, if you'll answer me this, Judge Gavel. You told us that the victim's bloodstains were found on the coat. But do you remember where exactly they were found?
Of course. They were found on the hood and...
No!
What's the matter, Verity?
The hood and? Was blood found anywhere else on the raincoat?
No. It was not.
Doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead one to expect to find bloodstains in that area? And yet, there was blood only on the hood. That's a glaring contradiction if I ever saw one! The head wound the victim suffered wasn't just some incidental injury. It was inflicted before the stab wounds to her chest.
Perhaps you are correct. Perhaps the victim did sustain the head injury first. As you said, if she had been stabbed first, there should be blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, Miss Ringer cannot have been stabbed before the head injury had been inflicted on her. But even if we concede this point that the head injury came before the chest wound, what difference would it make? How does it change our understanding of the case?
I'd say it changes things a great deal. In fact, it raises an even more fundamental contradiction.
That is quite the bold claim, Mr. Edgeworth. I have to admit, you have me intrigued. Perhaps you could show us this fundamental contradiction with some evidence.
Which piece of evidence best demonstrates the contradiction the order of the injuries revealed? Wait a minute! Victim also suffered a head injury post-mortem. What the? Wait a minute!
Take that!
This is Dr. Hurt's preliminary findings, according to which the victim suffered a head injury post-mortem.
But the order suggested by the bloodstains on the raincoat is...
Exactly the opposite. Yes.
Bailiff! This court hereby subpoenas Dr. Hilda Hertz to the committee chamber with all due haste. Until she testifies, this case cannot be brought to a close.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll go fetch her at once. Thank you, Gavel.
Unfortunately, Dr. Hertz is a very busy woman. I doubt she'll be able to come immediately. In the meantime, there is another important angle I would like to explore. Frankly, something has been bothering me about the person at the heart of this case. The so-called ringleader. Who exactly are they?
Yeah, good point. We never looked into that, huh?
Despite having been mentioned repeatedly in this hearing, we still don't know even the most basic facts that might help us uncover their identity. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any thoughts on the matter?
We've seen nothing that might serve as clear evidence of the auctioneer's identity as of yet. But there is someone involved with the case that I can name. I suspect that at the very least they might be able to point us in the right direction.
And that's...
Chairman Winner! I demand that you testify as to what you know!
What?
Imagine he's like, no.
Are you crazy? Why would you accuse my dad?
You would cast doubt on the integrity of the chairman of the committee? Do you understand the implications of such an act?
Yeah. I don't care who or what he is. We're talking about the truth here. And about a man who seems dead set on framing Kay at all costs. The mask, corsage, ticket stub, and everything else. The items Kay was carrying when she was found. They were deliberately placed in her possession somehow. By Chairman Winner himself.
A shocking accusation, and one I find hard to believe. But for the sake of completeness, I must ask, why would he do such a thing?
To cast suspicion on Kay, of course. Why else? I even managed to get him to say something to that effect.
Chairman Winner, your rebuttal, please.
I think the good chairman might be in shock.
So what if I did? Did you hear me, dear boy? I said, so what if I did? You say you got me to admit as much, but where's your proof, With no witnesses to speak of, your word alone is hardly enough to make an accusation like that stick. Or do you mean to tell us that you have something more to base your outburst on?
He still has the arrogance he showed back at the detention center, and yet...
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to have to ask you to explain yourself. If that's all right, Mr. Chairman.
Not at all. I'll be very interested to hear this for myself.
Oh, my God.
I'm intrigued to learn where Miles might have gotten the idea that I'm some sort of criminal. Because you'll never find a more fine and upstanding citizen than myself.
He has a lot of nerve acting all innocent like that. Very well. Then let's start at the very beginning. The fact that the auction took place right here in this hallowed trial chamber is a point of suspicion. A location that should be by rights only be accessible by members of the committee.
Yeah, they all have keycards to the room after all.
Furthermore, these auctions seem to be held on a somewhat regular basis. And for that to be possible,
There can be only one winning explanation.
that's right, Mr. Winner. That the auctioneer is a member of the committee.
What? Wait, no!
What on earth is wrong now?
What do I do, Dad? I played right into his hands.
You did indeed, you utter dimwit. Nitwit, dimwit, you're both the same. But Miles, my boy, you do realize that you've cast quite the wide net with your explanation.
That's true. There are 11 members of the committee altogether. 10 given Miss Ringer's unfortunate passing. 10 potential suspects in total.
Well, it certainly wasn't me. It can't be the chairman. Can it?
Whoever it is, speak up right now.
Calm down, all of you, please. I'm going to burn the evidence right in front of your face, don't worry. Well, Miles, is that all the proof you've got against me? You're very quiet all of a sudden. But it's too late to back out now. You accused a former chief prosecutor and current committee chairman of a crime. I would tell you to prepare for the worst. But there's no preparing for what you're about to face.
Fuck. Close up on those eyes. Jesus Christ.
You've been forcing us to argue over every little detail for a while now. Where the murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I hardly even remember.
Well, we first off know that your memory is, you're fucking lying about that.
But you needn't have bothered, my boy, because it's all irrelevant in the end. Think about it. The suspect herself has already said she did it. That's all that matters at the end of the day, and her sentence will be lighter for it, so rejoice! And there you have it. Feel free to pick holes in it as you see fit.
How can I when that was barely a testimony to begin with?
That man, he's a very powerful person, isn't he? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, just let it go. I did it. I'm the murderer. I even remember doing it.
You saw a flash of something half-remembered, Kay. Nothing more. If you must believe in something, believe me when I say you should believe in your own innocence instead.
But
I'm up against the head of the committee here. This isn't going to be easy. But he seems to think he's already won. Perhaps I can use that against him. Alright, so we have to use his own cockiness against him. Okay. Alright.
Hold it!
Even if the broad strokes are correct, it doesn't make something true.
Oh, don't be such a stick in the mud. I say the bigger picture is more than enough here. After all, every case has its little inconsistencies and contradictions. If we let ourselves get bogged down in every single one, we'd never make any arrests. And once we did, the trials would drag on forever. Even you understand that, right?
Not in the slightest. Hence my inquiry into the details.
Oh, to be so young and pig-headed. Anyway, you keep digging into these little details.
Hold it!
I seem to recall the ringleader's identity and the faulty coroner's report being critical points of contention.
Yes, I was listening, my boy. But critical is a matter of opinion.
How can you possibly suggest that such fundamental issues are not important? Perhaps it is your ability to make sound judgments that should be on trial here today.
Bravo, my young hothead. Wonderfully cutting stuff. You do like to try, though, don't you?
Hold it!
There's no way any of what we've discussed today is irrelevant. Not unless you intend to bury the truth.
But none of it is relevant, dear boy. The only reason you keep trying to make it relevant is because otherwise you're up a creek without a paddle.
Hold it!
Just because she confessed to something doesn't make it the truth. Kay is suffering from amnesia, so any statement she makes should be taken with at least a grain of salt.
Objection!
Ooh, he finally has an objection noise.
Objection! Even so, it doesn't exactly solve anything for us, does it, dear boy? And it would be nonsensical to dismiss her confession outright. I tell you what, why don't we ask her one last time? Though I'm sure she'll just say she did it again.
Fine, let's do it. Let's ask her again. We'll see if she really believes herself to be the culprit.
Huh? You mean me?
Is this really what you want, Mr. Edgeworth? If it goes badly, it could significantly weaken your position.
I know, but there's no other way. I only request that I be the one to question her.
You really know how to tug at an old man's heartstrings, you know? But fine, ask away. On one condition. If this turns out to be a waste of time, that's it. We'll call the proceedings to an end. Then and there. Agreed?
Call the proceedings to an end? You mean the hearing?
Yes, dear boy, that's right. Perhaps you aren't a complete muddlehead after all.
Fuck you!
Fuck you, I'm adopting winner. Fuck you.
Now, just so we're clear, if we ask again and all that happens is the girl confirms her guilt,
She is officially declared guilty on the spot.
yes, that sounds like a great plan, if I do say so myself.
That's it? You just declare her guilty just like that?
That's the gist of it.
It's a big risk, but he's going to find a way to condemn her either way if we don't do something. Kay!
Yes?
I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to think. do you remember anything else about what happened on the day of the murder? Anything that might help us prove your innocence?
Why? Why are you still fighting it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's no use. I can't be of help to you. I'm sorry. I'm too scared to try and remember anymore. What if I remember something even worse? And if I did, I'd just be making more trouble for you. Please, just accept it. The K you thought you knew is a dangerous criminal. A criminal who let you down and betrayed your trust.
Don't worry, Kay. You have nothing to be afraid of. I may not have known you for very long, but I know you well enough. And right now, I'd say I know you better than you know yourself. You would never commit a murder. You could never, because this is who you really are!
Take that!
You're the great thief, Yatagarasu! A noble outlaw who would never stoop so low as to kill!
I can't do it. I'm sorry. Because all I can see is the one memory that's returned. I have to face it.
Hold it!
No! The only evidence of your guilt is the confession they forced out of you! As I said earlier, you have to believe that you're better than that! Or are you saying you don't believe a word of what I've been telling you?
No. It's not that. You're trying so hard to help me. And you're risking so much for me. It's too much. You have to stop. I'm begging you.
Ah, so that's what's going on. I thought it was strange, but now I see. The reason you're allowing yourself to be railroaded into accepting your fate is because of me, isn't it? Which is exactly what the K I know would have done.
You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not. And I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon. Because despite all your wishes to the contrary, I'm still trying to help you. So you see, I've merely been servicing my own ego, regardless of what I put you through. Now, let's try this again. See the good in yourself, Kay. Remember the noble thief you truly are. That memory of you committing the murder, you need to question it with all you have. That's all I ask. So please, do it for me. Kay! What's wrong? Did you remember something?
Oh, it'd be like some cliche movie plot if she did.
A cow.
Oh! This! A cow?
Mr. Edgeworth, if you could perhaps ask her for a few more details?
Well, okay. What can you tell us about this cow?
I remember. I remember now. The person in the red raincoat. She had it in her hand. A stuffed cow! I can see it so clearly now!
Are you sure?
Are you sure, Miss Faraday? Are you absolutely certain? Yes, I'm sure. Then this court acknowledges the defendant's latest statements as new testimony.
Objection.
What? Have you lost your mind, Verity? We can't accept testimony like this.
With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, information pertaining to the victim and her possessions is new and highly relevant evidence.
Objection. What? Need I remind you of the adult state of her memory? No, this simply won't do.
Adult? But if we claim her memory is unreliable now, then our own argument is weakened, sir.
Fucking yes!
You said yourself only a few minutes ago. But that thanks to the suspect's confession, we need not worry ourselves over the finer details, did you not?
Oh my god, yes!
Were we to call the validity of her memories into question, then we must also call into question the confession on which our entire argument is based. Is that really the most advisable course of action?
Yes, you're right. Proceed as you see fit, then.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We're still in the game, but only by the skin of our teeth. And only thanks to Judge Gavel's intervention. It's almost as if she was on our side for a second. I know, it feels so good!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, the stuffed animal?
I believe the cow in question is this thing here, Your Honor. We found it in the storeroom, and believe it is yet another auction lot.
Wait, that's...
Do you know something, Gavel?
No, it's just not what I imagined.
I suppose it is a rather odd thing for the victim to have been carrying. I should look it over carefully. Okay, so... Oh, hold up! Why was I not... Oh, that's why. I wasn't allowed to examine it initially. Now I can!
What the hell? The left horn is missing.
This hole. It looks like that's where the horn would have gone.
But that doesn't look like stuffing in there. So what is it?
Let's take a look at the rest of this toy and see what else we can find. That's not what I was looking at, but alright. The right arm seems intact, but I can't say it's doing much for the overall symmetry of this stuffed toy.
Look, Mr. Edgeworth. It moves.
What? It does? What?
It sounds like sand being crushed?
It would seem there is a recording device hidden inside. I knew it was you the moment I... Also, that is a new sound. Normally when it's a high pitch, it's supposed to be a girl voice. It's low pitch, it's a guy voice. This is a new type of tech sound. Oh! Using the game mechanics to obscure the facts. I fucking love it so much. Sorry, you can't see how much I'm geeking out right now, but you can hear it.
I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself? I've waited so long for this day, and now I'll finally have my revenge!
Ah! Just... Whoa. Could this be the moment of the murder?
And someone made a recording of it.
Fitted with a recording device that captured part of a conversation. One of the people recorded had a prominent burn. A burn? Wait a minute! Oh, look at the back of her hand.
Hey, that's them right there. Them's the voices I heard. Sure as eggs is eggs.
Unfortunately, we have no way of verifying when these voices were recorded. It's possible they have nothing to do with the murder. If only there was some accompanying video footage.
You got bugs in your ears or something, lady. I done told you them's the voices I heard. And we already know the victim was holding that thing, right? So it's gotta be from when she got good.
Yes, it is a possibility, but a weak one without more than your word to back it up. We need something more... something credible.
We need? Yet again, she seems to be stepping in help. Judge Cavell, I think we all know the voices are from the moment of the murder. Consider for a moment the words we heard one of the speakers say. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. I believe we have something that could explain what these words are referring to, and how it's all related. Which piece of evidence proves that the voices are from when the murder occurred? It should be from the coroner's findings. Like, she has like a burn on her hand, so, like, that has to be the case.
Take that!
The picture shows that there's like a burn on the back of... Is it her right hand? Yeah, it's her right hand.
The coroner's preliminary findings. How do they prove anything?
Indeed. What on this page shows that the voices must be from the time of the murder.
Take that!
There. Think again on the words we heard. This part in particular... English. Ugh. This part in particular sticks out in my mind. You can't hide that burn from me. The victim had a prominent burn mark on the back of her right hand.
And what of it?
According to Kay's testimony, the victim was carrying the stuffed cow toy. And a burn mark, an identifying mark unique to the victim, was mentioned on the recording it captured.
It's just a coincidence. Stuff like that happens all the time, right?
Overruled.
I'm not so sure that it does, especially not in this case.
Did you just overrule me? At two, Cavell. At two.
The court accepts that the recording may be from the time of the murder.
In which case, one of the two voices must belong to the real culprit. And based on the content of the conversation, it seems likely that it's the one we hear the most.
But that still doesn't tell us anything about the killer's true identity, or even if they're male or female.
Ah, but it confirms that it couldn't have been Kay. Due to the voice changes, correct. Unfortunate, but unavoidable.
One thing, however, has become clear. We are now able to say that the voices Miss Hart heard were those of Miss Ringer and her killer.
Just like I done told you they was.
We can say something else now, too.
Then let's hear it. That is, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman.
Do as you wish.
According to Miss Hart, just before the murder occurred, two people came up to the storeroom from the committee chamber on the elevator. The ringleader and one of the auction attendees. It seems this was the point at which money exchanged hands. The murder happened immediately afterward, and the auction carried on after that. All of which points to one key fact. What else does this latest revelation tell us? The ringleader had to have been the killer. It's Miss Ringer was the killer. That's right. She killed herself. The ringleader was the killer. Since the ringleader was the auction's sole auctioneer, then it follows that they cannot be the victim.
Hey, Cavell?
Not right now, Eustace. There's a good boy.
And if they weren't the victim, then they can only have been the killer.
Overruled.
A compelling argument, but hardly conclusive.
I am fully aware of that, Your Honor. I was merely warming up for the main event. There were certain traces left on the scene that would suggest that the ringleader was the killer.
Then please hurry up and show us.
What is something that was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader as having been the killer? Right here, the committee chamber's blood.
Take that!
The killer deliberately left a large pool of blood at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. It was due to that blood that we originally thought the murder had happened in this chamber. But it was simply a ruse designed to cover up the blood that had dripped down from the storeroom.
in order to conceal the existence of the underground auction, correct?
Correct. If the culprit had nothing to do with the auction, they would have had no reason to cover up that blood. Which further supports the theory that the ringleader and the killer were one and the same.
And as to the identity of the ringleader, do you have anyone you'd like to name?
The auction is always held in this committee chamber, with its storeroom located just overhead. So, at the very least, we know the murderous ringleader has some connection to the committee.
Yes, yes. And you suspect me, correct?
As the committee's most powerful member, that should hardly be a surprise, right?
Objection!
You're a fine prosecutor. That much I'll give you. But, as I think I may have mentioned already,
You're also hopelessly naive.
look at all the evidence I'm burning away. You've got nothing, dear boy, have you? No evidence whatsoever. Unless you've got something to share after all.
Do I have any evidence to show that Mr. Chairman Winner is the murderer? The Chairman Winner is the murder! Fuck. Unfortunately, we don't. There's no, like, right now, we're just kind of spending more time, like, contradicting their statements and all of that, and we're kind of connecting the pieces, but at the moment, I don't think we actually have any physical evidence that suggests he's the one that did it. I mean, as far as we're aware, like... Is this outfit his size? You know, just kind of thinking. Although, maybe that's not the... Like, realistically, maybe that's not the best way to look at this. Like, oh yeah, they wear the exact same size outfit. That clearly means there's a connection. Like, unless there's, like, evidence or DNA on, like, said outfit, which I highly doubt. I don't know, maybe there would be evidence on there. I don't know. I don't know. But right now, I don't think I have any physical evidence yet. It was Chairman Winner himself who brought up the fact that I suspected him. And he seemed confident right from the get-go that he's untouchable. Which means he knows. He knows I have nothing.
Well, Miles, my boy, time to pay the piper. I've always wanted to say that. Verity, he's all yours.
Hold it!
Wait. Dang it, I just remembered something. Did you have amnesia too? Nah, it just done came to me. Flash of inspiration, you know how it is.
Very well. Say your piece.
Objection!
What? No! What are you doing, Verity?
Mr. Edgeworth has made it clear that he won't give up until every last lick of hope has been extinguished. So extinguish we must, lest he try to drag us through this excruciating process again in the future.
Verity, I'm choosing to believe in you in this moment. But right now, you are playing a very dangerous game if you're actively trying to help us. Because right now, you would put your own... if you're trying to help us, you are also putting your own life on the line. Like, you're risking yourself right now with this Excelsius bastard.
Yeah, what she said. I don't quite get it, but it sounded pretty cool. Don't worry, Dad. I'll help Cavell bring this to a winning finish. We'll show them how wrong they are.
Fine. Let's hear what the witness has to say.
You heard the chairman, Miss Hart. If you would be so kind.
Well, all right then. Here goes nothing.
The facts, Miss Hart, and nothing but the facts, please.
Don't you worry your pretty little head on that front. I'm a journalist, true's my middle name.
Color me officially worried. Color me officially worried. Oh, god dang it.
So, the ringleader's the killer, right? Which makes the victim one of them auction goers. Thing is, that don't add up. I counted 11 people coming down that hatch, see? Then the murder happened, and then the auction started back up again. Now, I had me a look back downstairs right after that.
No.
And wouldn't you know it, there were 11 little duckies, all lined up in a row again.
How?
And you're sure of this, Miss Hart?
Sure as sure can be, you gavel ship. Some with my own two peepers. So, 11 before the murder and 11 again right after means... Wait! That's a thingy!
A contradiction, Eustace. Do try to keep up.
Miss Hart, did nothing really change at all?
I done told you already. They carried right on again like nothing even happened.
Fuck, okay. God damn it.
Oh, except for... It wasn't nothing much, but...
What is it?
That little old mallet doodad. Can't have yourself an auction with that one. Kinda like the one Missy over there's got, but different.
The auctioneer's hammer?
That's the bunny. I done heard that thing banging and clanging right the way through, then nothing. Just like that.
So the noise of the hammer stopped midway through? Could it have something to do with the murder? Okay, it's been updated. Auction continued even after Ringer's murder, but the sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard.
If what Miss Hart is telling us is true, we have something of a problem. Namely, that if the victim is neither the auctioneer nor one of the attendees, your entire theory cannot stand, Mr. Edgeworth.
Chuck one up for justice. Eat that, Edgeworth.
See, Mr. Edgeworth, there really was nothing we could do.
No, there must be something we're overlooking. Something we still don't have an explanation for. I just need to think. If I can't case...
All right, kids, do we finally have all our answers now? If so, then I expect you to make good on... Son of a...
Verity? One moment, sir. I worry that it might still be a little early to pass judgment. After all, we have one more matter yet to resolve. And until we do, we cannot claim complete and total victory over Mr. Edgeworth.
She is helping us!
Is that not so, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, I expected you to have raised your voice by now. A loud, "Hold it!" perhaps.
Well, actually, it's hold it! But, you know what? Good impression. Oh, yes, of course. And once again, she has rescued us from the jaws of defeat.
Very well. Let's get this over with, shall we? What is this one matter that still remains?
Why, the contradiction in the coroner's report, sir.
That's...
I'm back with the witnesses, Your Honor! Hello, oddly smooth Granny.
What's this all about? Why'd you call us back down here? Did somebody suddenly fall ill? I'll have a compress ready in 2 shakes of ow! This better be good. Did somebody else drop dead? Well, they might soon wish they had.
Of course you do.
Dr. Hertz, Miss Needler, thank you for coming on such short notice. Let me assure you, this won't take long.
Quit trying to butter me up and cut to the chase, will ya?
Of course. We summoned you here to confirm something.
What is Judge Gavelle up to?
Dr. Hertz, this court asks that you provide the unabridged truth regarding the following. Do you stand by your preliminary findings? Can you vouch for their complete and total accuracy?
Grandma doesn't make mistakes, ever.
That's strange.
Huh? What do you mean?
In the course of this trial, an error was indeed found in her report. And so I ask again for the truth, Dr. Hertz. Did you alter, tamper with, or in any way falsify your findings?
That's awful. How can you even say that? What are you asking me for? Why the heck would I want to do that?
To help the true culprit, of course.
As if I'd know anything about all that. I just know I didn't do anything of the sort.
Then that seems doubly strange. What other explanation could there be for the discrepancy in your report? Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might have any thoughts on the matter. It's not like you to be coy, I must say. Why does she keep taking charge and helping me? I still don't know what she's trying to do.
But I'll happily take what I can get. If everything was recorded accurately and then handed off to Mr. Winner according to protocol, then the report shouldn't contain any mistakes.
Wait. For the record, I didn't do anything to report.
I know you didn't. I guess we'll see, won't we? Dr. Hertz, perhaps we could begin with your side of the story.
Why do we even need to? This is pointless.
I'll be the judge of what's pointless, thank you very much.
We have patients waiting back at the hospital. But Grandma, yo! We really don't have time for this.
Won't you please help us? I can't stress how important this is.
Grandma says she'll testify. But could you please make it quick? If we're not back soon, people will suffer.
And yet you had no qualms about taking your time in buying cotton candy the last time we saw you. We'll let you go as soon as we can, I promise. Assuming you tell us the truth, that is. Ooh, we're going up against two opponents here. Oh, I like that little side-by-side. That was great.
No way there's a mistake in Grandma's report. Not never. I've been dealing with the dead longer than you've been alive, Sonny Jim. Me writing something wrong is about as likely as— Ow! And what the heck do you think I'd stand to gain by doctoring a file? Don't make a lick of sense. And that's all she has to say. Nothing funky here.
See, it's just as I thought. There's no chance the good doctor doctored her findings.
And you swear by the holy goddess that this testimony is true?
Of course! Grandma's never told a lie in her—
Objection!
Fool! Your opinions are not necessary, Miss Nurse Needler. Your grandmother is the subject of this inquiry, not you.
Not necessary. That's not fair. I'm the only ally poor Grandma has. Go ahead and shout objection left and right, but you best be prepared then, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor.
Oh, I'm more than prepared. I'm ready to expose the truth behind the error in the report. Having a fight with an elderly person. I'm having a fight with an elderly person!
Hold it!
Never. You're saying that Dr. Hertz is infallible?
She has to be. A doctor can't afford to make mistakes. Even a veteran like Grandma would be out of a job if she messed up even once. So there's no way she, of all people, would— I got a whole hospital relying on me. Might be you can bungle your work and survive, mister, but I can't.
Why am I getting like this feeling that she also has, she also has like a certain like Von Karma-esque attitude here?
Hold it!
And you've really never made a single mistake in all that time.
Doctoring's all about experience. The longer you've been at it, the better you get.
Oh, you really should have chosen your words a bit better there, ma'am. If only the same were true of prosecuting. Chairman Winner would be the best in the business. But I think we can all agree that's not the case.
Oh, you really are a devil, Miles. But you're also quite wrong. I've never once made a mistake either. After all, I have people to do that for me. I'm too busy for foul-ups. And luckily for me, I don't have to make them. Isn't having people just grand?
Don't you go trying to make doctoring and lawyering around the same. Sound the same? They ain't nothing alike.
I guarantee they are. Actually, maybe.
I don't know. Nothing alike, I tell you.
Hold it!
I really just wanted to see her get fucked again. The victim appears to have put this raincoat on after sustaining the head injury. And yet there was not a single drop of her blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, she must have been hit in the head before she was stabbed in the chest, making it pre-mortem.
Oh, that's— Ow! I don't need you to teach me how to suck eggs, young man. My dang report already says what you just said, don't it?
No, it doesn't!
Your report states that the head injury appears to have been sustained post-mortem, which is the exact opposite of what I just said.
Ow! Oh, sure. I diligently dictated that report to Florence here, and she wrote it all down just like I said it. If something happened to it after that, were nothing to do with me.
You dictated it. If you could please tell me more.
Excuse me?
I diligently dictated that report to Florence. Anything after that weren't nothing to do with me.
Hold it!
So she wrote it wrong. Okay. Just so we're on the same page, what were your conclusions regarding the body?
Well, like ow! Sorry, it was, death from a good hard knock to the noggin?
And can you say for certain when that knock happened, Dr. Hertz?
Pre-mortem, of course. Chest wound happened after the poor girl died. I told Florence that, and she wrote it right down, so that's what it says in my dang report.
That may be what you told her, but I think we're finally getting to the truth.
Oh my god!
She changed the details of the... She changed the details of the doctor. She's in on it. She's in on it! Okay. This is the statement.
Hold it!
But dialogue.
You may not have stood to gain anything from it, but what about your granddaughter?
Me? I didn't stand to gain anything either. Never mind her. What about your little friend over there, She'd stand to gain by something for sure. Look at you trying to accuse my sweet innocent Florence of wrongdoing. Yeah, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I wish you'd tell that to Chairman Winner.
Anyhow, nobody doctored that report, you hear? Nobody.
Yeah, you did.
You did, you lying little bitch!
Hold it!
Did anything stand out as strange to either of you when you were examining the body?
Let's see. What's that, Grandma? Pretty strange young fella showed up, that's for sure.
A strange man? Who?
Dressed like a danged fool he was, all frilly around the neck and such.
Oh, you sassy bitch.
And the dangdest thing of all, even though we all knew the idiot boy was about to get fired, he still insisted on messing with my scene. That's right, I'm talking about you, mister. Ruffle-necked ruffian, crimson-suited creep. Oh, so Mr. Edgeworth is a ruffian and a creep?
Those are not words you need to commit to memory, Kay.
Dr. Hertz doesn't sound like she's lying.
No. But she only communicates to her granddaughter. I should probably try to make sure that Nurse Needler is being truthful too.
Objection!
You lied.
You lied. You doctored the...
Dr. Hertz, I'd like you to take a look at the report for yourself.
Oh, I'll read it. Ow! This ain't what I said. This ain't what I said at all.
What? What? What do you mean exactly?
I don't know. But I can't say that.
Miss Needler, if you are attempting to bury Dr. Hertz's truth, I will gladly hear her confession myself on behalf of the Goddess of Justice. Dr. Hertz seems to be telling Judge Gavelle something in private.
What? I see.
Okay, so they didn't do like... Okay, I see. Okay.
Very well. Allow me to relay to everyone what you have just told me.
Ain't no doubt about what I said. I dictated my findings to Florence just like I told you I did. The fuddle-headed young thing must have wrote it down wrong or something.
Wow, that was a great impression.
Yes, but was it really necessary? So, in summary, there was an error in the report. So let's look. So it's canon that Gavel can change her voice effectively. Good. And it was all because of you, Nurse Needler.
The true facts have now been shown to be that the head injury occurred prior to the chest wound. The question now, Miss Needler, is why did you introduce such an error?
Just a minute, Verity. You make it sound as if the poor girl did it deliberately. Whereas it seems to me she just made a little mistake.
She's a co-conspirator. He's defending her. She's a co-conspirator.
Pre-mortem, post-mortem, they're practically the same word, don't you think?
No, they're not! Except they mean two completely opposite things. This was deliberate, no doubt about it.
But why would she want to change it? Exactly! Thanks. Ow! You won't get away that easy. Explain yourself, young lady. But Grandma,
You submitted a falsified report, an act that led to Kay being accused of murder. You owe us an explanation!
I can't tell you.
Not, don't want to, but can't. She's a blackmail.
This is really rather unpleasant, don't you think? Ganging up on this poor, considerate girl who's only looking after her grandmother. She has nothing to do with anything. She simply made one tiny mistake, so why not leave it there?
Objection!
No! You'd like that, wouldn't you? Because the only person her testimony would hurt is you.
What on earth do you mean, my boy? Seeing as you're now a de facto ex-prosecutor, you're going to explain yourself better than that.
I'd be happy to. I'll even spell it out for you. Nurse Needler's role in this crime was very important because she is a co-conspirator! Nurse Needler doctored the report in order to cover for her accomplice.
So she's a co-conspirator, this innocent young thing. Do share your grounds for making such a wild accusation, dear boy.
The murder couldn't have been committed by one person working on their own. Without at least two people, it wouldn't have been possible to... Let's see... Oh, maintain attendee numbers. If she has the exact same measure... Actually, wait a minute. Does she have the same measurements as Rosie? Like, fuck, I didn't even think about that. If she has, like, the same if she has the same... roughly the same build, she can literally disguise herself as... Oh my god. Wait a minute! If the auctioneer was the murderer and the victim was one of the attendees, the fact that a witness testified to there being 11 attendees, even after the murder, doesn't make sense.
Hey, watch it. Y'all gotta call my good word into question now, too.
That's not what I meant. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I'm taking you at your word, which means there must be a co-conspirator.
I know it's hard, my boy, but sometimes you just have to accept that you were wrong.
Objection!
I wasn't wrong. I just hadn't considered the possibility of the killer having an accomplice. But as soon as we do, things start to fall into place. If the killer's accomplice returned to the auction room in place of the victim, there would indeed have been 11 attendees, both before and after the murder.
Well, well. So that's your thinking, is it? It's certainly an intriguing theory. But surely the imposter would have been spotted right away.
I don't imagine that Nurse Needler looks strikingly different from the victim in build and stature. With the help of a mask, she could very easily have replaced Miss Ringer without anybody noticing. Well, Nurse Needler, is that what happened? Did you take the victim's place at the auction?
I wouldn't do something like...
Now tell us, the ringleader, who were they?
I can't tell you. I just can't. It'd hurt Grandma too. I do. But Grandma.
Don't you worry about me. I can take it. You just tell me everything, child.
But
Oh my god, stop hitting your grandma! Whoa! Damn. So I was right. She was an accomplice.
Miss Needler? Why?
Well, Miss Needler, can you explain yourself?
Yes. Huh? Oh, thank you, Grandma. But I'm all right now.
You might want to apologize for bitch slapping the shit out of your grandma's head.
I confess it. I changed places with Miss Ringer.
So you admit that you were working with the ringleader.
Yeah, I was helping them. I don't know how, but they found out Miss Ringer was going to attack them.
The culprit was going to be attacked. By the victim?
They seemed pretty sure it was going to happen that night, so they made a counterplan. They wanted to strike first, and they wanted me to help them. I was told to go to the storeroom before the auction began and wait there.
Hold it.
Oh, hold it. Oh.
Now hold it on right there, Missy. I didn't see nothing, and my eyes don't lie. If you'd have been there before the auction, I would have bumped right into you. I was there the whole way through, and you weren't there for a bit of it. But I'm not lying!
Well, that's easy for you to say, but you were lying about altering that report only a few minutes ago.
Objection!
Immediately now he's not defending her anymore. I think we're all well aware of the number of potential hiding places in that storeroom.
Are we? Where exactly are you trying to say our friend the nurse was hiding?
Nurse Needler hid here while she was waiting in the storeroom. The only place that she could have hidden was in the box. At least I think so. Yeah, it's the only place she could have hidden.
Take that!
She hid inside this clothes box.
Oh, she did she?
Huh? Well, it was there the whole time, even before I moseyed on in. But like I done told y'all, it had all them chains around it. Wanted to hide in there myself, really, but it was locked up tight, so I had to go elsewhere.
I imagine that's because Nurse Needler was already lying in there by the time you arrived.
That's right. We didn't want anybody to open it, or it really would have... It would have really blown our cover. So the ringleader told me to climb in and wait until it was time for my part of the plan. And then they wrapped the whole box up in chains. I think they took the elevator downstairs not so long after. It was just before the auction was due to start.
So, as the auction was beginning, you and Miss Hart would have been the only people in the storeroom.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Oh, a auctioneer are Rosie. The auction proceeded as it always did, until a certain customer came upstairs to complete her purchase. That was when the incident occurred. Miss Hart overheard the victim and the culprit exchanging words around then.
You betcha. I was behind that statue there, shaking like a dang leaf the whole time.
In the middle of their quarrel, Miss Ringer was killed by the auctioneer. I imagine that the auctioneer then carried Miss Ringer's body over to the clothes box, from which Nurse Needler emerged and swapped places with the victim. After placing Miss Ringer's body inside the box, Nurse Needler's role now was to pretend to be Miss Ringer. The two of them then returned to the room below as if nothing had happened. But Rosie woke up. Does that about sum up what happened in the storeroom, Mr. Nurse Needler?
Yes. In fact, that's exactly what happened. Hold up, so you just walked right back on in and nobody noticed? This is two completely different people we're talking about. You're telling me not a one of the other folks down there at the auction condoned?
Why would they? The other auction goers had no reason to notice the difference when Nurse Needler entered because she was imitating. Well, oh fuck, this is like two different things here. My gut's telling me to go with this one. Like, if she was imitating the victim, that's one thing, but I feel like this is the, like, I might be thinking a bit too hard on this one. I think it's just that she stole the clothes. As we've seen, Miss Ringer and Nurse Needler are about the same build. What's more, the auction rules require attendees to wear their masks at all times. If Nurse Needler were wearing the same clothes as Miss Ringer, nobody would have been any the wiser.
No, and they weren't. I borrowed Miss Ringer's clothes and— Ow! And left the poor child in her smalls? Have you no respect, girl? No, Grandma, I thought the same thing. It wouldn't be nice to leave her like that. So when the ringleader wasn't looking, I'd put that raincoat on her.
So that's how Miss Ringer came to be wearing it. I was about to say, like, how did she get in the raincoat? Thus, the auction was able to carry on as before.
Guess the part where I caught the red raincoat on film came just after. Yeah, it must be. Then it all makes sense. Right after that was when I went on over and looked downstairs through the gap in the elevator. Spied on me 11 happy little auction goers. Then back I snuck to my little hidey hole.
I really shouldn't be proud that I've kind of almost got this Southern Belle voice ready. Like, it's just, I just pop it out. Don't tell me you were hiding back there the entire time after that.
Well, that is not exactly.
What is it? Did something happen?
So, maybe I ought to mention this before, but I fell asleep for a few winks after that. Well, passed out. Unconscious, you might say.
What? What happened?
Oh, nothing much. Kinda really silly, but, there was a sudden loud noise and it startled me just a little bit, you know? Alright, maybe more than a little, but I just witnessed a murder. I can't blame a girl for getting jumpy. Guess that got my heart shook in my head faint. Before I knew it, I was out like a light. By the time I came to, it was the next dang day, and there y'all were clunking down that ladder.
I see. So you were startled by a loud noise and fell unconscious. I suppose that means you don't know what happened after that.
Not per se, but well, after the auction was over, all the masks were back on the rack. So I reckon the guests done finished up and filed out one by one like they were supposed to.
Nurse Needler, once the auction had restarted, what exactly were you doing?
I was pretending to be Miss Ringer and placing bids, just as the ringleader wanted. I had to win the clothes box as I'd been instructed. It had a dead body inside, after all. Imagine if somebody else had won it. We would have been in real trouble then.
So, you had no idea that the victim had vacated the box in the meantime?
No, not until we came back up so I could pay for it. That was when we noticed. The ringleader told me to go look for her right away. Except, I found some other girl collapsed at the foot of the ladder instead.
Kay.
Yes, she must have fallen from up on the roof and been knocked unconscious.
Guess the victim must have left that hatch wide open, huh?
That would explain it. Kay would have been so shocked by seeing Miss Ringer fall motionless right in front of her that she wouldn't have seen the open hatch and fallen right through it. That explains the noise that caused you to faint as well, Miss Hart. It was the sound of Kay crash landing onto the storeroom floor. Okay, so that explains how she lost her memory. She fell from that height, hit her head, and knocked herself out to the point where she lost her memory. Okay, that explains a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose. Can't believe something like that done knocked me out for so long, though.
So, in summary, by the time Miss Needler found Kay, you were already sound asleep behind the statue. I think we've got a good grasp on what occurred up to this point now, Nurse Needler. I'm sorry, Nurse Needler, if you would continue.
Sure, so I found Kay,
And next I found Miss Ringer, and I put them both in the clothes box. We couldn't risk any of the auction goers seeing them. That would have caused a real hullabaloo.
Was that your idea? Or the ringleader's?
Theirs. But putting the raincoat on Miss Ringer was my own idea. So I tried to get rid of it before they found out what I'd done.
I imagine they were none too pleased when it showed up as a surprise piece of evidence in this case.
And lastly, the ringleader and I put her in an auctioneer's outfit we'd prepared.
Of course, which completed the deception and made everyone think she was the auctioneer.
All in all, the auction finished up without anybody noticing anything. And that was that.
Now that we know the extent of your crimes, Nurse Needler, if you have anything further to share, I'd advise you to do so immediately.
I wish I could tell you more, but I'm sorry, that's all I know. Ooh, except for one other thing. It did seem a little strange, I guess. When I was borrowing Miss Ringer's clothes, I took everything I could, but I couldn't take her hair, obviously, so— Ow! You're dang right you couldn't take her hair. What kind of medical professional are you?
That's where you draw the line? So, taking her clothes was okay?
Our hair was totally different. The style, the length, everything. I kinda panicked. But the ringleader thought of everything, including wigs. 2 of them, in fact.
2 wigs?
There was a straight one and a wavy one. They were both stashed in the clothes box.
2 wigs? But why?
Right? I wondered that too. I thought maybe they were worried she might have changed up her style. Anyway, I took the straight one. That was the one that matched her hair on the day.
Leaving a wavy wig in the box. And that's everything you know. There's nothing else you're forgetting?
No? No, really, Grandma, that's everything.
And I take it that you really have no idea who the ringleader might be.
Sorry, I only know that they were in charge of the auction. I didn't see them without their mask on. And they were pretty careful to keep their identity a secret from everyone.
If I can't get something concrete on them... Well, Miles, are we about done? You've proven the nurse was part of the murder plot, but sadly for you, it doesn't change a whole lot. Because it does nothing to prove that Kay Faraday isn't the ringleader.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And justice must prevail. We can't change the law even for your sake.
You're now trying to say she's the... Is this it? Am I not going to be able to save Kay?
Objection!
Franziska! Franziska! What are you doing here?
As I told you before, Miles Edgeworth, where the case leads, I follow. Your dedication is an inspiration to us all. But don't go getting the wrong idea, little brother. I'm only here to deliver the truth regarding the suspect. I'm certainly not here to forgive you for abandoning the way of the prosecutor.
I understand that.
You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share.
Gumshoe!
In his desperation to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information.
Detective Gumshoe did that? My boy Gumshoe coming in clutch.
Prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth, for the final piece of the puzzle. Rosie Ringer's head wound was the first of the injuries she suffered, not the second. Oh.
We already figured that out.
Well, somebody say something!
Yes. There's no easy way to say this, Franziska, but We already proved that ourselves.
Oh. You... What?
Yes, just a few minutes ago!
Well, why didn't you say so sooner?
You didn't exactly give us a chance!
And I suppose you know about the murder weapon, too?
No, not yet.
Good. Then listen up. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt object bearing a circular surface. And the wounds to the chest were actually inflicted post-mortem.
Wait, a circular surface?
Do I have anything in here that...
A circular surface?
Objection.
Oh, he's pissed. And you're certain of that, I assume? Your sources are above board?
Two trusted medical professionals reached the same conclusion independently. You couldn't ask for more.
Objection.
That's certainly good to know. Unfortunately, you're overstepping the bounds of...
Of what? I am the prosecutor in charge of Interpol's investigation into the underground auction. And this murder occurred during that auction. It would be negligent of me not to pursue leads pertaining to related parties. Especially the victim.
My. You've really become quite the force to be reckoned with, haven't you, my dear?
The gavel. The gavel was the murder weapon! Not hers. The auctioneer's, gavel.
Then all parties are in agreement? The victim died from a blow to the head?
Death occurred as a result of a heavy blow to the head with a circular object.
Sadly, the murder weapon itself has yet to be identified.
Based on the shape, I might have an idea or two.
But guys, I didn't turn up any other weapon during my investigation.
And yet one need only think about the setting and an auctioneer's tools, and the answer should be obvious. An object with a circular surface used in an auction. We're obviously talking about the auctioneer's hammer. What would an auctioneer have readily at hand? I saw Judge Gavelle. I'm like, no, I'm not accusing her. An auctioneer's hammer, of course.
But we never found one of those.
If the auctioneer was indeed the killer, it does seem a likely candidate for the murder weapon. But without the evidence to support your theory, it remains nothing more than that.
Oh, I have just the evidence you need right here. This piece of evidence strongly suggests that the auctioneer's hammer was the murder weapon. I mean... It's like... Wait a minute! No, hold on. The sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard. Oh!
Take that!
Miss Hart told us something very important about the auction after the murder occurred. She said that the very prominent sound of the auctioneer's hammer could no longer be heard. Now, why would that be? I'll tell you why. Because it had just been used in a murder and was covered in the victim's blood. It would need to be disposed of. Isn't that right, Chairman Winner?
I'll have our people look into this right away.
Oh. You really are like a dog with a bone, aren't you, dear boy? But if you can't dedicate yourself to a cause when you're young, when can you,
Seems very confident we'll never find it.
Very well. A search for the murder weapon will be conducted. In the meantime, this court is in recess.
Oh my god, how long was I recording? Enough to make my throat hurt, yes. Oh boy! Oh, you know what would be really tragic? If it really does turn out to be, Gavel's, like, gavel. Like, if we ask her a sudden question, by the way, when did you receive that gavel? Or maybe her gavel was replaced. And she just didn't notice. Like, if we suddenly use the luminol on her gavel to see if there's, like, trace amounts of blood on it, then we can see that maybe, Excelsius was going to be trying to throw her under the bus. Ooh. Oh, God. I'm really fucking loving how this is turning out.